Hello everyone, I'm going to be showing you now how to download a font and use it in Cricut Design Space. For those of you who still use the expressions and the legacy machines, unfortunately this tutorial won't be suitable for you. You can't do this process with the Cricut craft room. But still have a look at this, because if you decide to upgrade, it's a good tool to come back and have a look at. Also, if you're contemplating buying the new Explorers and the Explorer Airs and Explorer 2s, it does give you an idea of what you can do with it to help inform you on whether it's worthwhile you upgrading. Okay, so as you can see, I'm on the fontbundles.net website. I'm going to be doing clicking on the free fonts little button here. That takes me to all the different fonts that are available. So the ones that are like this, they're free as well, and they also include a commercial license. These ones here that say light, they're for personal use only. So that means you can make the products using your Cricut and all that, or you use them in Word or do flyers up, all those sorts of things from your own computer and for your own purpose, but they don't come with a commercial license. So that means you can't sell them on Facebook. Like products you make with those fonts, you can't sell them on Facebook because you don't own that license, the copyright license. If you do use these ones, like the one I'm going to be teaching you today, if I click on it, I'll show you here, they will say it comes with the premium font license. That means that it is actually made for sellable materials. This site is one that I know does a lot of really good ones. That's why I use them. I've never had a problem, and if I do, like I've had one problem once, and when I did, it was just that the letter wasn't working properly. I contacted them and it was fixed within an hour. So they're a really, really good company to work with, and they're great to have some of their fonts on your system. They're really well designed. Now, when we've got to do it, so on this site here, you have down here, download for free. Click on that. Brings you to your little pop-up window, and you would have seen the little fly down that said that I had it downloading, and that's this Melanie script font. So I double click on that, and that will open up the zip file. Now what the zip file is it's got a lot of different folders in one, and it's just compresses it so it's less data that's actually being downloaded, so you don't download as much. Okay, and then I click on that, and the good thing about it is that it also gives you the actual license agreement for that particular font, so that if anyone does question you, you have it in your file as well. So once you double click on it, I'm using a MacBook, so it comes up this way. So you get a little pop-up box that says install font. You have to hit that install font, otherwise it's not on your computer. You've downloaded the file, but you haven't opened it up and installed it. It's the same as if you're downloading new software or upgrades to like Adobe, things like that. Unless you hit the install, it doesn't actually install it. Okay, so as you can see, that's what the font looks like when you go to type it in. Kind of a cool scripty font, and it's actually, what I like about it by the looks of it is it's maybe a little bit thicker in the joining levels, so it may make it easier for weeding and using for other parts of my design space. Now I go to the Cricut Okay, so now that I've got it open, I'm going to go add text, and this is where you can use it. So I'm going to type it in. What I'm going to be doing is I'll show you the finished product a little bit later and how to do that. I'm making a little Easter bucket for my friend's daughters. So I'll type in one of the names, Isabella. Now it's going to use a default font straight off, so it's using the Cricut alphabet. Now if I come over here, so like I said, you hit the edit button up the top, it gives you what font's being used. I can do two things. I can just click on this and I'll bring up a list of fonts that's both used on Cricut and on my system, or I can click on this little one up here and bring up and select the different fonts that I want, whether I want Cricut only fonts or if I want to use the system fonts. Okay, so if I click on here, like I said, all fonts will give you what's the system font, so what's already on your computer. It'll give you the Cricut fonts, what's on Cricut only, and it has the ones that have got writing styles on that. So I usually just tend to leave it on all fonts and then just cycle through everything. And we'll see how that comes up. You can, if you know the font's name, you can just type it in and select it, so it's really quick. So if there's a particular font you really like, you can find it really quickly. So that's what I just did. So I clicked in there, typed in Melanie, select it, and it's changed it. So now I can enlarge it if I want to by that little button down the bottom there. And so that's it there. Now if I want to join it together like I do, I'm going to do this. Isolate the letters. That's done that. Okay, and then I can just drag them over and join them all together. So as I thought, this is going to be quite a nice thicker font, especially where all the letters join up. So it's going to be a great one for me for my weeding and things like that with vinyl. But also I make cake toppers, so having the thicker joins is really important, because otherwise the item is actually really flimsy and delicate and can break. Okay, so now that I've got it all put across, I go layers and weld, and that's all joined into one whole word now. And now it's just time to cut it out. If I wanted to do it with a different font, I will show you again. So I type in the name that I want. So this one's now Gabriella. Go up to the edit button, and then you can choose the font that you want. There was another one I just downloaded. They had a $1 sale early this morning, so I woke up at 3 o'clock to get all these ones for $1. They do this a little bit now. It's the second one they've done, and it's been really popular. Red Mist is the one I'm after. And that's that one there. So you can choose it that way. Another option, that's another one. But you can just play around. This one here is a Cricut one, A Perfect Day. See, it's got one I actually really like, two little cutie little ones. So for young girls like I'm doing, it might be a nice little one. It's the Curls font, so I've just got to get to it. As you can see, I've got a lot of fonts on my system, and I'm still buying more. Can never have too many. This one I think is absolutely gorgeous. Now you don't actually have to weld these ones together if you don't want to. You can leave them as is. And like I've said, you can adjust the height, width there if you want to. Unlock that. You can even do it in here. So the sizing there, so you've got how wide you want, how tall you want. So just say I want it to be the same height, but I only want to be 4 inches wide. Oops. Hit the enter, and I'll change it that way. So I'll bring it back a little bit closer together. Undo if you want to undo it. Okay, so that's those ones, and now I'll do another video up of how I actually cut it.